Do you want to know the 3 do's and don'ts for training for Ninja Warrior competitions and obstacle course racing? Have you already started your training and want to make sure that you're doing it right? Or you haven't started your training and want to know where to start? Hello, my name is Brandon from Infamous Identity, the Superhero Fitness and Lifestyle. Start with number 1, train the fundamental movements, not the obstacles specifically. I've seen too many people who want to get better, and so they train very specific obstacles. But then when there's a new obstacle that they've never faced before, they don't know how to overcome it. They end up failing that obstacle, and then the cycle continues. Not only is this inefficient training, as you can train for multiple obstacles at once, but it also leaves you closed-minded in order to problem solve for new obstacles you've never faced before. If you train the fundamental movements, such as jumping, climbing, swinging, landing, crawling, running, those fundamental movements, and then you try to get better at those movements and applying those movements, then you'll be arming yourself with a set of tools that you can use to overcome any obstacle. You'll be training for multiple obstacles as they are a combination of different fundamental movements. The easiest way to do this is to look up MoveNet workout. They focus on bodyweight movements and exercises, focusing on those fundamental movements. If you're more intermediate to advanced, then I would suggest start learning parkour, as it is the most scalable skills and movements that you can use in any of these competitions. Number 2 for do's and don'ts, train explosiveness and power, not general fitness. Number 1 on this list was for training skills. This is for training for that fitness and strength in order to get better at those skills. For training for specific muscle groups in order to get better at the fundamental movements. If you have ever been on obstacles in any ninja competition or the obstacles at obstacle course racing, you are not on the obstacles for a very long time. The more difficult the obstacles are, the more you need to attack it, and the more explosiveness you need to really be able to overcome these obstacles. Especially if you're doing ninja competitions in which the obstacles are much more difficult and a lot further away, you really need to be explosive and powerful in order to overcome those obstacles. If you're training general fitness, doing the 8 to 10 reps, hitting general exercises, then you're setting yourself up for failure. You will not have the power and the skills in order to really attack these obstacles and really conquer them. You should only be doing this to build a fitness foundation in order to transition into power and explosive training. If you're training with weights, then it should be about a 5 rep max. If you're doing bodyweight exercises, then they have to be max reps, but every single rep has to be explosive, as strong as you can be. The moment that these reps are no longer explosive, then that is your max. I would suggest doing more of the bodyweight exercises as your main focus and the weight training in order to just make the bodyweight exercises a lot more explosive and have a lot more strength behind them. 3rd do and don't, train rest and pacing, not endurance. No matter what style of competition you are doing, completion is way more important than speed, as because if you don't complete it, there is always a consequence. Rather, your run is done right there, or you have to do burpees. In ninja competitions, you can rest in between the obstacles. In obstacle course racing, it's broken up between the running and the obstacles, and you can take as much time as you need. The trap in training is to only do these endurance exercises, such as going for a really long run with no breaks in between, or doing an endurance exercise for grips, such as a dead hang. Building off the other 2 do's and don'ts, you are going to be using a lot more powerful exercises, which takes a lot more energy, which means that it takes more rest to recover in order to do those exercises. Compared to the long endurance exercises, you just have one pace and you just have to maintain that pace. You want endurance to be part of your training. You don't want that to be the only thing that's a part of your training and that will hinder you and everything else. You want to train the ability to need less and less rest in between the moments of explosiveness so that you can recover and perform that again. Steady, consistent endurance training will not allow you to do that. If you are running in order to train for obstacle course racing, then run, time your pace, and every 15 to 20 minutes, you want to do an extremely intense exercise. Whether that be sprinting or burpees, and then try to continue your run and try to keep the same pace that you had before. For skill training, fundamental training, or weight exercises, whether that be for the obstacles or specifically for ninja warrior training, you want to slowly eliminate the amount of rest that you need in between these sets. then you want to do once in a while these intense workouts in which you're only resting 30 seconds between these intense moments of power. You know the threes, do's, and don'ts. Look at your training right now and see what you need to change in order to be more effective and more efficient. Good luck with your training and have fun.